In the last two episodes of our adventure, we were camping and exploring deserts of Abu Dhabi from Al Ain to Hamim and enjoying one of the best desert drives I ever have in UAE. We had some desert off-road stuff action along the way, as we had nice moments and plenty of delicious camp cooking food at each camp. The desert part ended at Hamim petrol station, then we moved to beach location at coast of Abu Dhabi to have the perfect ending for our trip with more delicious camp cooking food. On our way back home, we decided to visit a special place and film it for you. So please stay tuned, subscribe and give a thumb up. We are visiting the National Auto Museum in Abu Dhabi. The place already looks very interesting and promising. So let's take you in a tour and we will film what is there inside. I'm not sure if these cute animals are part of museum display or it's only their territory. Anyhow, I got to pay for my tickets to someone, and doesn't matter cash or food. This monster Mercedes is like calling for us to come over and to take a picture, so we are responding to call of duty. By arriving inside, first thing waiting for us is a collection of pure beauty of classics. Seems like being a piece of art was the standard of designing cars in the old days. Some are well known, like this 1925 Dodge or 1928 Chrysler, and others I never heard about, like this 1925 America La France or 1963 Me Bailey. It is really nice touch to display pictures from old days when some of these classics were on field. We are now heading to the masterpiece that presents the heart of the museum, but before that, let me give you a quick introduction about this place. The building that takes form of pyramid is collecting one of the largest collections of cars and vehicles in the world, if not the largest. It is established by personal efforts of His Highness Sheikh Hamad bin Hamdan Al Nahyan and opened doors for public in 2002 as National Auto Museum. It does collect over 200 vehicles of all kinds, like classics starting from first car ever, passing by off-road vehicles, military vehicles, American muscle cars, industrial vehicles, sport and luxury, not ending by the most modern cars. The collection includes some of the weirdest, most bizarre, largest, smallest, you name it, of cars, vehicles and motorhomes you can imagine or you cannot. It is all started in 1986 when Sheikh Hamad was received his rainbow color Mercedes-Benz S-Class collection. Then other vehicles kept adding on to become what we see today. Vehicles and cars are either in standard shape, customized, or even totally built from scratch, and all are fully operational. So please have a cup of coffee and stay on watching to see most of these treasures. If you are still not a follower of my channel, you may please subscribe and give this video a thumb up. The world's biggest truck of 1950 Dodge Power Wagon is presenting the masterpiece of display in this museum. It is 64 times larger than the actual truck and weighs around 50 tons. It has a small engine of 300 horsepower V6 and a steering wheel, only to let it move a little bit for relocation. It is not just a huge size truck for showing off. This giant is containing an apartment of 5 bedrooms and all the needed services in 2 stories. This generation of Dodge Power Wagon is chosen to be the heart of the museum because it was the first vehicle used by oil explorers in Abu Dhabi by the 1950s. Our tour continues with more beauty of car design by a huge collection of American luxury cars from all generations, starting from 60s and 70s up to 80s and 90s. I'm sure I have seen some of these in Hollywood movies. Hollywood movies spirit is very alive here, with a collection of cars from heart of cities in the US, such as the famous American Cops car of Ford Crown Victoria, New York City Yellow Cab, and the State Sheriff car of Plymouth Fury. American car display doesn't complete without such a collection of American muscle cars from all famous brands. European car display starts with a collection of BMWs. Also, Porsches are here from all generations. Various other European brands are here like Jaguar and Citroën with the famous 70s model DS. Mercedes-Benz has a large area of the display in this museum. Starting with the first Benz ever made in 1886, then a huge collection of Mercedes is appearing from different generations up to the most modern ones. This museum has one of the most unique Mercedes collection, the rainbow color S-Class collection. These cars were the first collection of the whole thing, and other vehicles kept adding on over years to become what we have today. British elegance is not missing in this museum by collection of Rolls-Royce. This specific Phantom 6 was used by Queen Elizabeth during her visit to Abu Dhabi in 1979. This museum collection contains a lot of wonder cars and vehicles, such as this one here. This is an actual six-wheel drive called Super Kenworth, and it's a 1977 model US-made heavy-duty oil-filled truck, drives extreme off-road terrain and can carry around 50 tons of payload. Sheikh Hamad himself built this electric buggy from scratch, as he built many other vehicles. Our tour continues on the upper floor level of the museum, where more collections are on display, such as a collection of Volkswagen Beetle, Mini Cooper, and many other brands' names. It is really a very nice walk on the upper floor, where we are having a wide view to the whole display of the pyramid-shaped museum. I realized there is still some valuable collections I missed in covering at ground floor, such as off-road cars, 40s and 50s American cars and Japanese cars. It is really a huge collection to cover in details in one visit, so my apologies for any missing parts. We still have some wonder stuff outside the building, but first, my son Alan wanted to enjoy the monster Mercedes for one last time. We are coming to another masterpiece in this museum, but this one is displayed outside. This is a giant copy of Willys Jeep CJ2A, which is a military production Jeep from 1946 to 1949. It is made by Sheikh Hamad and certified by Guinness World Records in 2010 as the record winner of largest motorized car. Last piece of wonder in our tour is the globe. Globe is not only a huge model of planet Earth, it is a full-equipped giant trailer that contains a house of 10 rooms in 3 stories. Unfortunately, it wasn't open for visitors by the time of our visit, so we couldn't show you the inside. Before we leave, we are saying goodbye to our cute little friends. These are my favorite museum collection ever. If you like this type of place visiting videos, you may watch my Ghost Town series, where I visited Jazirat Al Hamra Ghost Town in Ras Al Khaimah and explained a little bit of the history, the architecture, and the story about the place. Please consider subscribing to my channel, give this video a thumb up, and stay tuned for next episode where we are completing our Al Ain to Liwa adventure and having a lot of fun.